Hello Chipsters, it's Gav and welcome to yet another one of my videos as I'm trying to keep you entertained in our, what should we say, extreme circumstances at the moment I suppose. It's a bit of a workbench, I was going to say a workbench update and it's probably going to be in the title, but realistically it's everything that I'm pulling out of my different boxes and that, having a look at what I've actually got for the coming months ahead. Now I don't know why I'm bothering it, you know, as if I've got nothing to do. I mean, I more or less self-isolate all the time, so I don't know why I'm going through now. What can I do different now? What else have I got to you know, manage myself over the next couple of months? And yeah, I'm on my bench all the time. So why am I worrying? I really don't know. Me and my client have come to an agreement. We've gone through all my, he can't get figures to me, I can't really, we don't, well, the Royal Mail's doing its utmost best, but we've both said, whether it's in, because he's in Norway, whether it's in his country or mine, with the strange circumstances we've got at the moment, we don't want boxes going adrift, you know. All my hard work just disappears into the ether, and obviously he doesn't get his figures, or his figures that he's purchased for me to paint don't get here. I don't have a huge amount of ABs, they literally are just spares from, you know, when I sometimes buy a unit myself to actually, in the quieter times, I'll buy a unit and sell it on, you know, on eBay or whatever. So yeah, we've gone through all my spare box, managed to squash together two small units, because he only has small units of infantry, cavalry, artillery, whatever, for his Napoleonic army showcases and whatever. It's not really to game with as such. He is hoping to get a channel up himself, and as soon as he does, I'll give him a huge shout out and encourage you to go and have a look at his collections and that, because they are massive. But with the job he's got a lot on his plate at the moment. Anyway, back to my workbench. So yeah, I was going along. I painted a couple of 10mm, or well, one unit to my Arkansas unit to ACW 10mm. I'm going to do, I've got 3 lolly sticks, well, tongue depressors on it, and can I ever just not stick to a subject without having to go off on tangents and fill little bits of useless information you don't really need to hear? Anyway, on 2 wooden sticks I've already painted some of the guys, one to show off, because obviously I wasn't going to paint the whole batch, it's just take too long and you'd be bored stiff. But I've got one, the command unit I think, and a few other bits on a wooden stick, and I'll paint those under the video camera hopefully, and just have a ramble as I go. I've been promising to do that, and the Grenadier, but the one thing I've found, my wife isn't officially self-isolated, she's actually on a week's holiday. Great time to take it. Oh, and by the way, I'm not letting her anywhere fixing the roof tiles. She decided, because she's one of these people that can't sit still. Me, I have no problem in that. My wife, not a chance. And she's going, you know, like when you've got that annoying fly in the room. I'm so used to having, you know, apart from when she's in, and by the way, we get on, a lot of it's tongue in cheek, but it's still, I'm so used to now being by myself during the day, painting away, you know, and I'll paint in the evenings as well, but she's usually sitting downstairs and I'm usually up here painting, and suddenly to have all the hustle and bustle going on around you, I said, we're not going to be able to do this isolated. Well, she at the moment shall be going into work either a couple of times a week. She works in an office, but her and most of them, well, all of them have gone home now. And one of the other co-workers, they're one day they're going to be together, but obviously all the safe distancing apart, and then one day one will go in, and then one day the other. You get the drift, and then work from home until they find. And let's face it, they're going to lock us down like Italy at some stage, I'd imagine. They're just doing it in gradient. So yeah, it's just hard to get these videos where I'm yakking away and painting, because I can't guarantee what noise is going to be on in the background, because obviously we've got the pop as well. I've always called them pops, dogs, but you know, we always call them pops in our house. We've got the pop, and he gets excited obviously if she's playing around with him and stuff, and he's yapping and barking and charging around, and so yeah, it's just, I will be doing those videos. It's just getting them in. Like now, she's taking him out for our one walk a day that we're allowed to take him on. She's taking him out, and I'm trying to get this video done quickly for you. So yeah, I've literally been pulling bits and pieces out. So there is quite an eclectic mix on the desk. I haven't forgotten about my bust painting, by the way. I haven't done the native for probably about 4 or 5 days. Still haven't done the plinth for the Soviet fighter pilot, but he will get done. The native, I'm just doing it as and when, but I'll probably I'm going to have me a good couple of days and go back to that sometime over the weekend or into next week. Because if you notice, with most of us, time just stands still now. As I say, you know, for me it's not a huge difference, but in a way it is, because everything around me's changed, if that makes sense. So guys, join me at the desk. I'm not even sure where the camera's going to fit on the desk actually, because I've literally got everything that I dragged out yesterday to clean off, and I was having a little session last night with a file and stuff. But join me at the desk. We'll have a quick look at what Gav's got on the go. Videos coming up, as I say, we will be getting a couple of videos up where, as I paint a figure, we'll have a bit of a ramble and chat along, and that might be something to stick on in the background. And obviously you'll see the stuff I've got on the bench, which will be coming up as I paint them and whatever. The busts will be done, I would have thought. You know, the Soviet pilot, he's just got to be stuck on a plinth, for crying out loud. Just got to get my finger out on that one. And the native has still got a fair bit to go on him, but not a huge amount. But I always find something I could do better and then go back, so hence it's taking a lot longer. So I hope everything's going well with your projects. I hope you're keeping yourselves more than occupied. If the noise in our street is anything to go by, I'm sure the guy at the back has brought one of these pile drivers back home with him, with the sound that's been banging away. I keep telling my wife, her and all the rest of you, you're going to burn yourselves out. Yeah, I was going to say, going back, yeah, wife, roof, again, see, head problems, it goes all out, it goes out my head as soon as I say it. Yeah, oh, well, I'm laughing. She was cleaning the windows yesterday, and then I heard a call, and it turned out downstairs windows, not upstairs. She was cleaning the downstairs windows and decided to fall off the top of the step ladder. So she's got grazed elbows, grazed legs. Good job she didn't smack her head. So be careful, guys. All the DIY you're doing, you're all madly rushing at it. Just pace yourselves. I mean, luckily the tarmac stopped to fall on when she did come crashing down. But yeah, only my wife. So take care of yourselves, guys. When you're self-isolating and doing all those little jobs you always said you know, you'd put off for years. So join me at the bench, and we'll have a look at these what I've got on the go. Forgive the mess, guys. I'm not even going to try and put any little bits of card down and backing and stuff like that. I've just got too much of a mess on here to get it all sorted in time. I'm just trying to get this done before my wife comes back with the pup. So these buildings were gifted to me by Paul Albo. I don't know if it was a year or 2 years ago now. This very much looks like a battle scale building from Steve. I couldn't notice his handiwork anywhere. These are American Civil War. You know, these are wooden clad buildings. I would imagine you can use it for a lot of other purposes. Another larger one. All solid, and really solid as well. You never get any, with Steve's stuff, you never get any holes or miscasts, not that I've ever had anyway. So yeah, that's another one. He didn't know where these had come from, if I remember rightly, because he likes to buy a lot of stuff up at War Games shows. Obviously like a Western style houses, but at the same time, when you look at any American Civil War photographs of towns, they've got all these type of clapperboard fronts. Is that what you call them? Barn. Either a little workshop or small accommodation. Probably about the thing I could afford. Sorry, that's my phone probably telling me my wife is on the way back. Just check that one. Nothing like off the cuff videos. Yeah, I would imagine these could be used for just about anything really. You could use them in Australia. If you just happen to have 10mm Ned Kelly figures, I don't know if they do them, they probably do. Maybe New Zealand, for them, if you've got 10mm Anglo-Maori Wars. But no, cracking little buildings those. They're gonna. I was debating whether to put them in on one strip, build just a little one side of a street. We've got some little 10mm Parrot guns. Slightly, these are from Pendragon. I don't know if they're their older ones. It's slightly, the gun barrels are quite flat rather than round on them, but not too flat, and not when you see them from above. But these little limbers. It's the underside. That's the top side. I won't be going to town with those, you know. I will have a look to see what a Civil War limber looks like properly, but I'm not super detailing 10mm. Now Paul had put these, I don't know if he'd actually done them for smaller units, but I would have thought they would have had four horses on a limber. He'd put them in a packet with 2. So again, I'll just have a check. There's some artillerymen. There's only enough. I'm going to put 4 here. I think he was going to put 2 on his. I'll put 4 on mine. So sorry, these were gifted to me by Paul as well, I should have said. And this building was also gifted me by Paul. I'd already had this out somewhere, and so I've not gone to town. I've tried to fill bits so that these did have a fair bit of little pinholes in. I've also put a bit of cork floor tile, just cut it off at odd shapes, and a bit of sand on there, and then I'll put maybe the odd cork rock and, you know, bits and pieces. But that's that. Quick flash of some painted 10mm. Why not? They're not all complete. They're not completely done yet. I've got those. This is my little Arkansas boys. I'm going to actually, I've done those white shirts. A couple of them are going to be, I'll probably do like a pinky red on them, just for a bit of difference. Now these are what I did want to show you as well, as something a bit different. Here we see an extremely tiny, if we can get it on me. Here we go. That and the next, oh dear me, sorry. This, hang on, let's put it on this is the base it will go on. The bases are just what I happen to have, so they're a bit, some of them are a bit big for the ships, but that is the SMS Conning. Oh dear Gav, we're going well here. This is because I'm at an angle behind the camera trying to rush a video. But that's the Koningsberg, SMS Koningsberg. That was sunk finally in West Africa. And this is 1 in 3,000 scale, and there's some of you that might know your war game ships. These are the old naval. Now again, this actually came to me via Paul. He was at a show a year or so ago and told me he knows I like my great warships, well, naval stuff in general, but my great warships I like a lot. And he said there was a guy selling off, somebody passed away and selling off a lot of the collection, would I like the Great War ones. So he bought them and I PayPal'd him. And I've just shown you this one, put the packet away, let's... Oh dear me. That's the KG5, King George V. Let's have another look. Now what I'm going to do with these is put some fighting tops on, so we're going to put the couple of masts on that they directed the guns with, and obviously radio with. They do have, as you guys know with the First World War ships, there's a lot of, I'll show one of the other ones up close. This is the SMS Lutzo, another one for me mate Joachim. And so you're not going to get a ton of detail in this scale. You see the tiny little guns. Let me just, I'll be able to read this one off to you. So we've got on this one 8 12-inch guns and 14 5.9-inch guns and 8 3.4-inch guns. And they'll be in these barbettes at the side here. You can hardly see them, and a lot of them will be lower down as well. Although on a lot of the Great Warships, the lower down ones I could hardly use most of the time. But yeah, I'll be doing some fighting tops out of some wire sticking up. Don't know how good it'll look. Might add the odd crane on as well. They have boat derrick cranes in the middle. If I've got some thinner wire. They don't look a great deal at the moment. Hopefully they'll come up nice. I actually bought myself, these are after some heroics and Ross 6mm. Is it 6mm, the different vehicles and that. This was the second lot I ever bought, I think when I was 17. And these originate from the 1980s. They're exactly the same packets I had when I was a kid. You see the old typewritten stuff here. So I've got the Lutzo. I must have about 30 odd of these, probably more. Let's have a look at the Heligoland. And I was originally going to do just 3 or 4 German ships, just for a bit of fun. And I've obviously pulled out the KG5 by mistake. So I've given them a bit of a clean up, a bit of a scrub down with a toothbrush. You can see the barbettes, just the little dimples on the side. She's got a sister ship, the Thuringen, the Ostra-Friesland and the Oldenburg, and I've got several of the same ships, so I can actually make them as their sister ships. And this one, again, I've got all the packets all the wrong way around after cleaning them. And this is the Kaiser. She's got 10 12-inch guns. See all these multiple turrets here in the middle. Sorry, I can't get to the show it any better. 14 5.9s, 12 3.5s, and her sister ship König Albert and the Friedrich de Gross and the Kaiserin and Prince Regent Leopold. I take that is Luitpold, but I take it that means Leopold. As I say, I was looking for something else, saw these, and I thought, you know what? Just for a bit of a difference on my channel, I'm gonna stick those together, and well, I'll stick them together. So not a lot to be done on them, but paint them and have some fun with those as well. So that's what I've got at the bench at the moment. Apart from the usual, still got commission work going on, obviously, from the main client, and as I say, I've got some 28mm commission work coming up as well when that's finished. I will probably be doing another sailing ship as well at some stage. I just thought, while I'm here, let's keep pumping out something different for you. It's more, I'm doing it more to show for you guys, just for a bit of a difference, as I'm doing lots of videos. You know, they've got to be something worth watching. They will be a better standard than this. As I say, this is rushed. I just wanted to get this quick video out before I start messing around with these buildings and things. I thought I wanted to show them in the raw. So again, thanks to my mate Paul. As I say, he got me these. He just gifted me these buildings. They came out the blue a year, 18 months ago, and he thought about me at that War Game show, and you know, gave me a call and said, "Gav, you know, are you interested in buying up these ships?" So, you know, again, it's nice people thinking of other people. That's really good. So, guys, you take care of yourselves, and we will catch each other very soon on another video. Cheers.